Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for a purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. For uses of use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now let's start this dang show.
You gonna have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
What does the future look like as a head coach in this league for you? Because it's going to happen.
Yeah, you guys know I'm going to Las Vegas, so I'm fired up about it. Tonight, one more for one more night. Hell yeah, I'm going. Of course I'm going. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for being here, guys. There's more to get into work, all right? A lot of work to do, okay? We'll learn about the work. All right, see you in there.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome everybody and thank you for attending today's press conference. We'll begin by welcoming some Raiders legends to the day. Mike Haynes, Rich Gannon, Howie Long, Charles Woodson, Marcus Allen, and Jim Plunkett.
With that, I want to thank again the ownership group for entrusting me with this, and I want to welcome Klint Kubiak as our next head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders.
The main thing is this is no ordinary job. You know, this is the silver and black. This is the Raiders. This is a historic franchise. Yeah, to be a head coach in the NFL, it is a real blessing. But to be the head coach of the Raiders, it's something that I'm very excited for. When you say commitment to excellence, the players on this wall, and there's a history of Hall of Fame players here. There's a history of Super Bowls, and that's what the ultimate goal is. But you have to be about the work if you want to get there. And I guarantee you that myself and our staff, we're going to be about the work, and we're going to be very collaborative with the personnel staff, the coaching staff. We're going to work together so that we're a connected group, because connected teams win.
Where's the music?
Oh, sorry, I was stuck on what was being said. My bad. I was listening. I was trying to. That was fucking an interesting introduction. When was the last time we had legends show up to a head coaching, and I'm not mean show up like Marshawn Lynch did for fucking Pete Carroll, but introduced to come up before to help welcome in a new head coach.
I mean, that was crazy. I saw that too, and I was like, "Whoa!" They got like a whole Hall of Fame table there, with the exception of Rich Gannon and Jim Plunkett. But
Rich Gannon's MVP.
Rich Gannon's MVP, and so was Jim Plunkett in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
Super Bowl 15.
Once
because at the Super Bowl 18 was Marcus Allen, which he was also there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I saw that, and maybe this is the delusional Raider fan kicking in again. But I got this to say.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
All right, let's go.
No. We're not getting hurt this time. We're doing it right, remember? It's right.
We are doing it right.
We're going to have time to build his team, and he doesn't have to worry about the first year and getting fired.
Yeah.
It don't have to happen that way. It's not going to happen that way. This is the delusional Raider fan here. We're going to do it right this time.
Yes. And,
a lot of differences there. And I why I didn't do the music. Music's fine. Yeah, okay. One of the reasons I didn't do the music, because I was sitting there thinking, who was it that actually brought Klint Kubiak in? Right? Was it Spytek? Because they said it was, Spytek's going to be involved. Was it Brady? Was it Mark Davis? Was it the combo? Was it the prestige, like he said, of the silver and black? And I'm happy he said it right. You know how many people fucked that simple thing up right there? But how did we get? It's who we wanted. I think a majority of Raider Nation wanted Klint Kubiak. I think we could safely say we all wanted him. And we waited. We didn't panic. We did what it took. We interviewed. We didn't waste no time. And the fact that he even said it at the Super Bowl. I mean, he was on the field as a winner. I mean, come on. He did it on the field. Y'all know I'm going to Las Vegas. So let's just get that out the way. I mean, I don't know. Is it just me, or does something feel different about this hiring?
It's someone that has coached success or has had hold on, let me start over. It's someone that has that. My God, okay. It is somebody that has had success in the NFL calling his own plays when it comes to the offense, and has had success to where it gets to the point where he is leaving literally the field from a Super Bowl championship to come across the border of the Nevada-California border to go to a Raider conference to introduce himself, to go back over up to state to Seattle to do a parade today, to probably come back, or not probably, but most likely come back tomorrow, back to Vegas to get back to work. And, when it's someone that's, a young guy who is more into what's going on with the NFL and the offenses and the trends and going against certain defenses and the trends and all that, I am feeling positive about this. And I think we can all come together as Raider Nation and say, we got our guy. Now let's go through all the growing pains.
But again, we know the minute we get Craigie in here, we know what she's going to say. I hear it now. He's the first-time head coach. What does he know about being a fucking head coach?
Yeah, and we talked about this the last few weeks, especially, going through all these coaching changes that was going on. And if we're going to rebuild, which they finally said it out loud at the end of last season, we keep talking about it over and over again. They finally said it. We're in a rebuild. Okay, thank you. We all admit it. We're in a rebuild. Stop with the retooling. We are refixing. We are whatever. But now, if we're in a rebuild, young guy, you give him time to fix this up. And the trend of a lot of these new coaches that has come in going into from last year, we can see a good turnaround.
But you could even look at it like this. And I was noticing it too. You know, like I said, there was a lot of things going. You guys got to remember, I have not seen the presser yet. My reactions on this show are going to be all for seeing this shit the first time. I didn't know it was on until after Savage hit me up. Did you see the presser? I was like, oh no, I didn't know it was on. So this is all going to be live. But you know, up there you're seeing a young head coach, a young GM, right? 2 founding points. You got your head coach saying there's going to be communication around here because teams that communicate are the ones that have success.
What's up, Devon? Been a long time. What's up, Devon? How you doing?
Devon might be one of those ones in the lower thing, but I don't know. I mean, again, we got the guy we wanted. Now it's time to see who he brings in, because that's going to be the most interesting part, I think. Who's going to be your DC? Who's going to be the OC? Because we all know who is going to be calling the plays.
Yeah.
It's going to be Klint Kubiak.
Yeah.
It's going to be an OC by name. At the same time, you need that OC, even though he might not be calling plays, you need him to be able to coach the offense. Because Clint's going to have his, everything else going on. You need to have that guy you can trust to coach the offense and do it under the same, mentality that Klint is going to have. So that's going to be an important marriage right there. That once it get, because it could even go to the point once Klint is happy with his OC and everything else going, he might even give up the play calling duties because he can now trust his offensive coordinator job.
Yeah, and that's the one thing, and then we're probably going to do a lot of this next year or this upcoming season where we're going to compare the bad things we did this past season to whatever happens this year. But one thing he said at the end of that video was we all got to work together. Like we're all going to be correlating, big words, collaborating together, which is not what we had this past season. So that's already a plus right there that we're all going to be.
Well, the biggest problem we had last year is we hired Pete Carroll.
Yeah, but I mean this.
Oh, go ahead.
Last year, this time we were just like, okay, and that's where I was going to say. That's where, like last year, we had that babysitter, thinking we had that babysitter that's going to help fix the team, not just with the players, but with the people up top, like the Mark Davises and all them, whatever. You had someone who had success previously, college and in the pros with Seattle. And that didn't work out. You didn't know that Grandpa was senile. Like, oh, okay.
I like for you to go back and watch the tape. There was somebody talking about age and shit like that, and worried about Mr. Grandpa, as you put it, when it came to everything, and wasn't a big fan of the hire on the show. There was somebody who was calling it out. So I just want to put that out there.
Okay.
Not all of us was drinking the Kool-Aid, okay?
First of all, they told me it had a kick to it, okay? They didn't know it was going to be a kick in the air, okay? So, all right. Raiders got the new coach, and we are here to talk about it, break it down, and yeah, I was like, what do I want to do? Okay. Yeah, and then one thing you talked about, you had all these players, former players, legends, Raider legends, that were out there supporting the hire, supporting the coach, the new coach coming in. So it's like he left the championship team to go to a championship. Well, it used to be a championship franchise. It's been 20-something plus years.
It used to be we're a historic franchise.
Historic.
We just have two different. Hold on. We have two different parts of our history. We have the historic rise where we were great and dominant and everything else like that, and then we've had the historic collapse where we ain't been shit for a while. It's still historic both ways.
Which side of history do you want to be on? Not the one we're in now. Hopefully,
not the latest part.
Klint Kubiak brings us back to relevancy. I said it right. All right, here we go. Let's break it down, Asylum. let's break it down. This press conference that was on last night, yesterday, whatever. So these are like the key things that the writers asked about. Good questions. So the first one, they go right into it. And now this is not in order, but I did put them together where the questions were of relative. They were related to each other. Okay, so here we go. First was about the first pick, asking Kubiak about what he feels about the first pick, and also about Mendoza. So here's the first part of this right here.
Coach Chris Matthews with the CBS affiliate here in town. Just kind of wondering, as a new head coach, and the Raiders having the number 1 pick in that draft upcoming here, and the speculation is it'll be Fernando Mendoza as a quarterback. Just your thoughts on the number 1 pick, the new head coach, the opportunity, Mendoza. Just your thoughts on that whole thing and the player that he is, and I guess speculation a little bit.
What an opportunity, to get to go study this draft and we'll come to that conclusion here soon enough. There's a lot of work to be done before then, but it's just it's an opportunity to make the roster better. Not only do you have the first overall pick, but you're picking early in all the other rounds too. So looking forward to attacking that process with John and our scouting department and the coaches working really closely together.
But what are your thoughts on Fernando Mendoza, and how big did that play into this decision for you?
Well, I think just the resources that the Raiders have, this building, obviously having cap space, having the first pick, those all go into the decision. And as far as who the first pick is going to be, we got a lot of tape to watch before we determine who that's going to be. But I'm excited to get into that process.
All right, so you talk about the first pick. He never really talked about Mendoza. That could be more so because it's like, well, let's not, even though we got the first overall pick, let's just
not show our hand.
Yeah, because there probably are people calling. Of course, they're calling about that pick. I know they're calling about a lot of things, and we'll get into that later. But they're calling about that first overall pick, and they're like, okay, well, hold on, let's. But he just got in the building, so that part right there, the answer about the first overall pick, Asylum. What do you think about that part right there?
I mean, I think it was a little bit of, what do you want to call it? Head coach, mumbo jumbo, kind of a thing. Like you said, he just got into the building. He hasn't even picked his scouting staff, or actually, he probably not even get much of that. That might be what he's stuck with when it comes to spy tech. But, he still has to pick coaches and everything else. And all that ties together because you got to get the right coach to go with your pick. He's been worrying about a Super Bowl all the way up until Sunday. Yes, has he kept an eye out and ear out about possibilities for draft, knowing full well he's going to take this job? Yes. But was his attention 100% on it? No. You have to know his concern all the way until the game ended Sunday was winning the Super Bowl. The Raiders shit was on the back burner. He had it solidified, handshake deal. Hell, he might have had the contract signed with no date on it. You know what I mean? Shit like that. He's just now going to be able to get this shit started. So there might be players he might want to take. He still has to check out what you have on the team. You got to remember, there's still a Geno Smith, cut his ass, and Aiden O'Connell. There may be somebody else. There may be somebody he wants to trade for. More so than Mendoza. He doesn't, he hasn't had his chance to do the film study and find out what he wants. You never know. The Jets might throw out a monster fucking offer for that number 1 pick. And he might say, you know what? I'll take that because no matter what happens, that could get me my guy next year, Arch Manning, to be able to go because I like him better. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there's a lot of moving. Yeah, no more Geno. Exactly, Devon. But, I mean, there's so many moving parts that he's got to jump right into and get going. And because he was coaching the team that played in the Super Bowl, he is what? 3 weeks behind everybody else?
For the most part, yeah.
So he's got to play catch up. I'm sure he has names. I'm sure there was people he called ahead of time. Hey, would you be interested in this job? Would you be interested in this job? Would you be interested in this job? And things go on. But until pen hits paper and the shit actually happens, he may be looking at, hey, we need to fucking worry about offensive line, and we're going to pick an offensive lineman at number 1. Fuck that bullshit.
All right, so the next question, the next question they asked him right here. It's basically like, why are you the right guy for this job? And what are you gonna do to try to sustain? Because they're gonna bring it up. They're gonna bring it up. So he's a 6th coach since the Raiders moved to Vegas, and if you really think about it, 6 years. They're going on season 7. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yeah, whatever. He's gonna be the 6th coach. Okay, so here we go. Here's his answer to that question.
Why are you the right guy to sustain and stay here, being the 6th coach since, again, that they've arrived in Las Vegas?
Yeah, well, I think earning the trust of the building is a daily process. All right, so that's something that I've always been about, and I love earning people's trust, and I got to earn these guys' trust. It's not just going to happen to me sitting up at a podium. So that's something that's a process. That's a process. And that's a great challenge. Yeah, there have been plenty of other coaches, but why not us? Why not this staff? Why not this group of players? So if you look at it in the lens of, there's a history of some, guys that are in and out of here pretty quick. I look at it as, what a great challenge. Like that's what the NFL is all about, is competing. So I'd love to go compete here and go get it done. It's going to be a process, and but we're gonna be about the work, like I said. So it's a very exciting opportunity.
What are your key factors for instilling some stability at the coaching ranks here in Vegas for a franchise that's gone through so many coaches here?
Yeah, well, to me, it's what happens, years in advance is something I'm not thinking about right now. We're trying to put together a great staff of teachers, and we got to get some really good teachers here and coaches, and get us all on the same page and get our players going in the same direction. That communication is really important. I think if we can put together a great staff here, and get our players up to date on these playbooks and the things we expect of them, and then let the results speak for themselves after that. But in the NFL, you have to earn the second game. Like this league, if you don't take care of business, then you get chewed up and spit out real quick. And every one of us up here has been through that. So I'm gonna have to earn the right to coach this whole season, to coach the next season. I got to show Mr. Davis that our program is about the right things, and we're developing these players. So I don't take for granted how long I'm going to be here. I know that I have to earn it every day.
Living in the moment right there. And I hope that's the way he's taking it, because the old school Al Davis, the back in the day Al Davis, he'll give you 2 years. I don't care if you're a new coach. You got 2 years. Prove it. Now, if you go and give me 2 wins, you're going after this. But put that fire underneath there. You got 2 seasons. That second one, if it looks good, I'll give you a third one. On that third one, if it looks good, I'll give you a fourth one. If you screw it up, I'm gonna trade you to Tampa. I'm just joking. That was drunk. No, but I like that answer, because he's saying, like, I'm not trying to worry about. My focus is on day to day, and I'm just making sure that each day ends with in a success, whether that's practice, whether that's meetings, and of course games and whatever. So it's a good answer.
Well, it was. I'm gonna go. You like to fall back on back when I played offensive line in high school kind of days. Yes. I'm gonna go back to my last job here when I came in as a supervisor, right, head guy. Kind of a similar situation here. Some of those things he said were things I had to say to my guys, because they had a shitty guy, right before me, and there was the whole thing of earning the trust, right? It's a daily thing. You can't just go in there and expect the trust. And I never went in there saying, hey, look, you know what? You guys got to trust me. You got to respect me. Bam. No, I went in there day in, day out to earn it. And eventually, I built a crew that would, when I went to step down from the position, I had people willing to quit their job because they were pissed off. But that took me 3 years of constantly proving to them day in, day out, I have their back. This, that, the other. And that's basically what he's trying to say there. He's giving you a basic, generic, interview answer, right? With the answer you would give in an interview, for that. But it is the right answer. He knows he's got to earn the trust. This is the 6th coach, 7th coach. I don't remember how many Maxx Crosby's had, but you got to earn Maxx Crosby's trust. There's other players, who played with other coaches. You got to go in there and earn it. You got to do this, as well as be able to prove that you could build a team. Be willing to fire somebody, your own children, or something like that. If they're not working out. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get it right.
Quarterback.
Or starting quarterback. You're not always going to get it right on the first try. Sometimes you bring somebody in thinking they're a great fit, and they're just not a fit. You have to be able to say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry, this just ain't working out. Made a mistake. I got to move on and bring in the next person. It's what we say in football, right? Next man up. When there's an injury, anything going on, it's next man up. And he's basically portraying that in coach's speak. It's next man up, and that goes for him as well.
Yes. Or not for long, because that's what the NFL stands for. If you ain't doing your job, not for long.
Not for long, yeah.
Next one is asking him, like, coaching a legendary franchise. So this is his answer to coaching a legendary franchise. First, I got to do this. Hi, Mom. Okay. There we go.
Hey, Clint. Paul Gutierrez here from Raiders.com. You got the 3 Super Bowl trophies of the franchise in front of you. You got Hall of Famers. You've got MVPs. You got Super Bowl MVPs surrounding you. How daunting or how welcoming is it to be in this situation you're in right now with all of these things surrounding you and with that standard set?
No, it's not daunting at all. It's a blessing. That's what you want to be. That's what I want our players to want to achieve. I want them to see these guys, be surrounded by these guys, because that's what their goals should be. Okay? Win Super Bowls. The MVPs and Hall of Fame, that takes care of itself when the team wins. So that's what we're going to be about, winning.
Now, of course, they always. I don't know if they wait for that. Say all the phrases, the will to win and the commitment to excellence and just win, baby. This is what I'm all about. He's like, okay, you're a new head coach. You're coming in. What is your thing? He's like, hey, well, they got these guys here, Hall of Famers, like sitting next to me, like. This is what it is. No, I don't know.
Well, no, I mean, he's basically calling out saying players need to be like Maxx Crosby, right? Maxx Crosby wants to be Hall of Fame. Maxx Crosby wants to win Super Bowls. Maxx Crosby wants to be a part of turning the Raiders around. And that's what he's saying. They brought in people who have turned the Raiders around, or their careers, using Plunkett in that one, right? Turned his career around.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you should be striving for. You shouldn't be striving for mediocrity. I'm just not here to collect a paycheck. I'm here because I want to be the best of the best. And the only way you're the best of the best, and it shows, is those trophies, those rings you get to wear. That's how you prove you're the best of the best. Hall of Fame, nice accolade. MVP, nice accolade. They look great on a resume. But in the end, you could have, Gannett had NFL MVP. But what looks better, NFL MVP or Super Bowl champion? Because he's got one and not the other. He was great. Yeah. He put in the work. He helped turn the team around. But he's still missing that one little bit. And you can't tell me that probably doesn't eat at him, even to this day, that, he was so close to having it. And that's the one thing he's missing.
I think he was the only one on the stage that does not have a ring. Let's see. Marcus Allen, ring. Mike Haynes, ring. Howie Long, ring. Plunkett, ring. Woodson, ring with Green Bay.
But still a ring.
Still a ring. And then Rich Gannon, who went to the Super Bowl as a Raider. So...
And he helped. I mean, and I think that's just what was being said, is your end goal is to be where he just came from.
Yeah.
He is a Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator. His resume speaks for it. Recently, it's not, I won a Super Bowl 10, 15 years ago. I won it less than a week ago.
You know who was not an offensive coordinating or a Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator as of recently?
Who's that?
McNuggets.
McNuggets. Unfortunately, he still has a few rings to go along in the
I don't care. Post Raiders, you ain't got nothing. As they said, the Super Bowl loser is the first loser of the season. You're on the top of the loser list. You lost the very last game of the season. So, anyways, I just want to talk about this.
When it comes down to it, I mean, both offenses, I'm not going to lie, both offenses looked a little stagnant there for a while. But, at least Klint Kubiak's offense did a little bit more. I mean, Drake May looked like shit, honestly.
They scored the first touchdown, and that running game, the MVP, Walker, it's crazy.
Yeah, which is funny, though. Which is funny. I think we have a better running back on our team now. I can't remember the kid's name. I think he was a rookie last year.
Something like Ashton Kutcher, I think. No, that's not it. It's Genty. I'm just joking. All right, next one here. This is about building the coaching staff. So you kind of alluded to that, but building the coaching staff. Here we go.
This is an important one.
I was curious, did you come with the list in terms of building out your coaching staff, a list of offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, other assistants, and how closely do you plan on working with Mr. Spytek in terms of building out your staff specifically?
Yes, definitely have a list of candidates that we're going through right now, and we're going to be working hand in hand on coaches, on the roster, everything. That's part of us being successful is us working together.
You've been around some of the great defensive minds in the NFL, whether it's Mike Zimmer, Dennis Allen, obviously Mike McDonald, head coach in Seattle. What do you envision the defensive coordinator looks like for this football team, and how's that process going to play out?
Yeah, I'm in the weeds of it right now, man. So, we're identifying candidates and going to be contacting guys and bringing them in. But I think whoever that coach is, it'll be really important that, we establish a style of play, a physical style of play. And that's offense and defense. So I'm just way more worried about how our guys play than opposed to the X's and O's of it all. That's part of our job as coaches is to scheme guys and help them be put in the best positions. But I want to make sure that we have a DC that is that's coaching effort first and technique, and a guy that's going to rip into somebody if they're not finishing in practice, because that's what helps you win. In February, it's not the X's and O's. They got 17 games of tape on you. It's about how hard you guys play.
It's not about the X's and O's.
That shit-eating grin that Spytek had at that question, I don't know if that was good or bad.
I mean, I get what he's saying. He's saying, no, okay.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Did you see the shit-eating grin on John Spytek's face when that question was asked?
Let's see. Right there?
No, it was on the first part of the question. Right after that grin on his face, it's like, I know something you don't know.
That one?
No, it was bigger than that. But, I mean, he just has that look like there's more to this shit.
Oh, we're looking for a grin.
Right there.
Right there. Wait.
Yeah,
right there.
I know something you don't know. It's like we got this lined up already, motherfucker.
Well, and you mentioned it, earlier, and I was thinking about this too. Like, that what probably happened was that when they interviewed him for the first time, and then said, well, hey, if you was head coach, who were the guy that you would like? Oh, okay, well, I would like this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy as my coordinators or whatever. Okay, because him. If you're going to be patient, Raiders, if you're going to be patient, waiting for him to finish the Super Bowl, going on to the Super Bowl and finishing whatever, that someone's going to have to take the lead in contacting these guys before they get picked up by the last, by these other head coaches that got hired within the last few weeks before. So, that especially on that second interview, he was all like, okay, hey, I already talked to some guys, leading up to this point. Here's the guys that just go talk to them. I can't talk to them because I'm not under contract. I know, but you guys can talk to them. Maybe that's why they interviewed so many coaches, more so to kind of like, hey, would you like to come in and be a coordinator, offense, coordinator, defense, special teams, whatever. So I don't know.
Would you be willing to work with Klint Kubiak as the head coach?
Yeah.
That look there just has me wondering, do they have shit going? It's just not pen to paper yet. Right? They were just waiting for this to happen just so they could turn around and because there's two big names that was on the coaching staff that are still around that did not get let go.
I had the names. I don't have a graph, but I do have the names of the coaches that got let go. Let's see. Who didn't get let go? Important people. Well, Rob Leonard was let go.
Rob Leonard was not let go. Did they let him go?
That's an article I read this morning. And Phil.
Oh, they let him go this morning? Damn it.
Well, no, I don't know if it wasn't this morning. The article was like 2 days ago. But
no, because Rob Leonard is one more, which I wouldn't call big, but he's been our conditioning coach for a long time.
Who you talking about, Gruden?
Deuce, yeah.
Deuce is probably there. Deuce is probably on a he can't get fired because that's John Gruden's son, and John Gruden's good. He's forever. He's forever. He's gonna be like Roman Jones, Kay. If you know who Roman Jones is, so. But hey, we'll see. We'll see what happens when it comes to that. I do like Rob Leonard to come back. If not, they probably for him to come back, they probably do have to make him okay. You could be defensive coordinator, which I wouldn't have mind, But we'll see what happens. This is where it gets interesting, when it comes to who is he going to pick for his coordinators, and go from there. All right, the next one is a good question. It's about balancing trying to win, but at the same time, you're rebuilding. So this was a good question. So here is that question right here.
Taylor Rocha, KTNV. How do you balance the will to win with the rebuild and player development?
Whether it's a rebuild, whether you're on a returning roster with Super Bowl aspirations, to me, the work doesn't change. Preparation doesn't change. Every team next year is going to start off undefeated at 0-0. So to me, it doesn't change much. Obviously it's what you identify your team needs in the offseason, player acquisition wise. And then once April 15th starts, we're all on the same plane.
So that was a good answer. Well, it doesn't matter because like Seattle right now, they lost their offensive coordinator. What are they going to do? Because they're starting late to go and replace him, which they probably just bring somebody up. I don't know. But, with all these teams, especially the good teams, if they had a good year and they have a good staff, they get plucked. Look at the Lions. Both their guys got plucked. Ben Johnson with Chicago now, and Aaron Glenn with the Jets, they got plucked, and then they didn't make it to the playoffs this past season. So, I think that was a good answer. Him saying, well, hey, even the teams that are winning, we're all starting from the bottom again because we all still have to sustain that success going into the next year with new conditions, new players, and new coaches.
New changes. Yeah, no, I mean, like you said, Seattle needs a new offensive coordinator now. You got the Pats, whatever, everyone's going to start. Everyone's got to, the work still has to be done. What are you doing in the offseason? There's two teams that have a very short offseason compared to everybody else. Then you have the teams that are working on getting better. Right? So they're going to bring people in. They're going to try to trade for people. I mean, I know this is something that's going to come up later, but, people are going to make phone calls to get certain trades to bolster a defensive side of the ball, the offensive side of the ball, just to make things go, try to be better. So, again, 2016, right? When we started that season, we were supposed to be the bottom of the barrel, like every other year, and we come out and surprise. And people had to start taking us serious going in there. So, I mean, like you said, it can happen at any point. It starts with putting the work in now.
Yeah. And, with us waiting for our coach to come in, we also, we have a little late start on that, but we're not expecting miracles to happen this year. This is going to be more of a developing year, but you never know. John Gruden came in in his first stint. They went 8-8 the first 2 years. And, he was a first-time head coach coming from the Philadelphia Eagles as their offensive coordinator. So when it comes to the new coach, like a new first-time coach, expectations are different when it comes to like a guy who's been successful somewhere else. Like we experienced last year, we were expecting us to go somewhere this past season. It didn't work, and we just went backwards. So all we're doing right now is just looking for development. Are they learning how to, the fundamentals are smoother? Is the offensive line more working together? Or is the offense showing signs that they can be explosive, not just by on paper, but on the field too? So I think that was a good answer.
I've seen developing. I'm sorry, I've heard worse.
Yeah, I can win 10 games. He lost 10 games. He lost over 10 games. Anyways, the next one is about Ashton Genty. I know that guy, Ashton Genty. So that's the next question right here.
Hi, Clint. Heidi Fang, Las Vegas Review-Journal. I've seen your work at Christian McCaffrey as well as Alvin Kamara, and I'm wondering what excites you about working with a player like Ashton Genty and helping to build his future.
Yeah, where you at, Ashton? What's up, dude? Man. Very excited about his skill set and what he brings. I got a lot of tape to catch up on, dude, but I saw you play a lot of snaps at Boise. Very excited about his talent, but the thing I would tell him and all his teammates is that it's not just about one guy. We got to get the line on the same page. We got to get our quarterback to get the right run checks. We got to get our receivers to go block for him, all right, so that we can get the play action going. But as soon as our players can realize, that it's a team thing, it's not an individual thing, we're going to be successful. I know we have those type of guys in our building right now.
It's not about the running back. It's about the full team. And we've all said that many times because as many people, as some folks would say, Ashton Genty was a bust. He wasn't the bust yet. He was a bust, they would say. We'd be like, the offensive line hasn't fully been there to block for him, where he had to make a lot of his plays behind the line of scrimmage. So if you focus on from the line out and he gets that guy, that offensive line coach, and maybe he sees it, he goes back to the old configuration of the offensive line, or we get some guys in the off season,
some new guys, yeah.
That right there would just improve a whole lot when it comes to this offense. And when you have a guy like him who is the head coach and will be the one in charge of the offense, there'll be him with the accountability of trying to make this thing go and not have, it was me, but then it was him, but then it was him, but it was me. But I mean, I did, but it was him. He was calling the plays. I just told him what to do last year. So.
And he brought up the offensive line before it was asked about. I'm waiting for one of these damn guys to ask about the offensive line. They want to talk about everything else, but not what one of the biggest problems were. Let's talk about one of the problems. I want to know what his plan is to evaluate and fix this offensive line.
Yeah. I'm just going to spoiler alert. They didn't ask him anything about that. You know, the Raiders, they do good, and then they do okay. They're all worried about the first round pick. So, all right, this is being from the Kubiak family. You know, his dad was Gary Kubiak.
Yeah.
Spent most of his time in Denver, so he knows about the Raiders' mystique, but on the opposite side. So this is about him giving a message and understand and knowing what it is. You know, now you're a Raider, so this is him talking about that right there.
You've been with your dad on the opposite side in the division. Now, what would you want to say to Raider Nation now that they're all on your side? They're all excited to have you in the building wearing silver and black.
Yeah, I'll just tell the Raider Nation that, hey, like I said earlier, we have to earn your trust. You know, we gotta earn those seats in the stands by putting a great product on the field, and words will not do it. It's our actions.
Just wanted to ask.
Wait, I went too far.
What?
And you know, he went very quick on that. You know, it's like, well, it's not about what we say, it's about what we do.
No, and that's a perfect answer right there, though. I mean, in all honesty, you know, I mean, what better? He knows it. I can say whatever the fuck I want. Just watch the interviews of the guy before me. He said a lot of shit.
Do you think?
Different.
Do you think? And he doesn't seem that type of guy, and he has no connection really outside of he coached a team that our previous coach coached, but not at the same time. They were not there at the same time in the same building at the same time. But I feel like a lot of his answers were crossing out. I guess you could say canceling out what Pete Carroll said last year, where Pete Carroll was all like, "We need it, you know, you guys need to come out and support us." And he's saying, "Well, I just need to earn, you know, I got to earn your guys' respect. I got to earn your guys' trust." And then it's like, well, you know, about winning this and that. Well, first we got to focus on developing and all of that, because we're all starting from the bottom, and we just got to continue to just build each day. And now I'm going to win 10 games. And then message to Raider Nation. He Pete Carroll last year, well, you know, growing up in the Bay Area, and I was a Niner fan, but I know the Raiders mystique, and I know everything about it. And all he said was, yeah, you know, my dad coached against the Raiders twice a year with Denver, and hey, I'm now ready to coach now. So it starts right here.
As he put, he's got to earn it to put the seats or the butts in the seats. He knows they're not going to come out. This is we
Raider butts.
Yeah, you know, we talked about this. It's going to take wins to make it a home field advantage.
Yeah.
The home field advantage in Oakland was people were afraid to go to Oakland. They thought it was full of nothing but gang members and shit like that. And going, so a lot of them were afraid to go to Oakland. I heard that a lot. So you got that home field advantage. Here, it's all about plain and simple. I need to, put good product on that field to get the butts there. As Alex put it here, he's taking accountability. He knows it's not going to be instantaneous saying, and he's not blaming it on the fans or saying this or saying we need your support. Bro, all that. Pete Carroll should have been hyping up his players, not the fans. He had it backwards.
And that's another thing that, Kubiak doesn't come in here being, and I heard this a lot, being that rah-rah guy, hey, I'm going to, this is Raider Nation, and we're going to do this and that, and we're going to bring, he just say, hey, we got work to do. I really don't want to talk anymore. I want to get back to work, because that's the kind of tone that he's like, yeah, I know I got to answer questions, but I'm just waiting. I want my parade to be finished tomorrow, because this happened yesterday. So I'm waiting for my parade to be finished so I can come back here and start getting to work, because I'm behind. I got to catch up so I can be ahead.
Well, and he even said it earlier. He wants a defensive coordinator. He wants somebody who's going to yell at a player at the end of practice, because that gets the results. Not somebody who's going to be like, all right, this is what you did wrong. This is what we need to work on, pat on the butt. No, he wants somebody to get in his face, grab him by the face, and say, what the fuck were you thinking on that play? Well, no, the problem is you were thinking. Get your ass out there and react to that shit because that's what needs to happen. If not, I'll cut your ass.
Can we still grab face masks and yell at them like that, old school style?
I
used to hate that.
I don't know. I don't know how soft it has to be in practice anymore.
I used to hate that, but hey, when you're scared, when you're afraid of your coach,
it got results.
When you're afraid of your coach to lose, you make sure you win and you make sure you win big. That was my freshman year. I was afraid. My head coach / offensive line coach, he was my direct position coach and my head coach, Coach Bish. He was scary, okay? But you know what? To this day, that is my favorite football coach in high school. He's my favorite coach. And whenever I see him, I'm like, whoa, what's up, bro? You know, whatever. But at the time, what are you doing over there? You know what you're supposed to grab the face mask and go run until I get tired. Okay. You know, wait, what do you mean until you get tired?
I get tired. I like that one.
Yeah. One of my, I mean, it was scary at the time. We got killed by this big time school. It was during a preseason game, and we got killed like 40-6 or 40-8 or something. Preseason game. That next day, our coach, we're gonna have practice tomorrow. But we don't have practice the day after. We're gonna go get in the locker room and get dressed. So we went to the locker room the next day, and we were getting ready to get dressed. And all he did was yell at us for like 45 minutes, and then he said, "All you guys better get out of my locker room. You guys got 5 minutes. If one person is left in this locker room, we're going to all go downstairs and we're going to run until I get tired." And so one kid was all like, "But it's dark outside, coach." Then I would drive my car down there and I put the headlights on so you guys can see. But y'all going to run until I get tired because what you put out there yesterday. After that, we were so scared. We beat teams by like 40 points. So,
but it worked.
It worked. And that's football. And I miss those days. Okay. This one's talking about, they asked about play calling. So this is talking about that and how you're going to balance play calling and be a head coach. So here is this one right here.
I wanted to ask if it's safe to assume that you'll continue with the play calling and how you manage to balance play calling duties with everything that comes with being a head coach.
Yeah, I do, but I hope you guys know I've never called a game by myself. That's something we do as a coaching staff together. You know, we plan together, we communicate on game day together. Quarterback coach, you know, pass game coordinator, run game coordinator. You know, that is a group effort. So I plan on continuing to collaborate with our coaches and making everybody a part of the game planning process. You know, whoever sends it into the QB and says wristband 13, I think anybody can do that, but it's us, how we communicate on game day will be really important.
So it's talking about a collaborative effort where we're all in this together and not this, it's my way, you're always going to do it my way because I'm the head coach now. He's like, no, this is a team thing. We're all going to do it. Input from the players in the field, input from the quarterback's coach, whatever he saw, or guy in the booth, hey, I think we should do this. Okay, let's run it, whatever. So, hey, and that's probably how you build a tree. Honestly, that's probably how you build a coaching tree.
Well, and that's what he said. He said, I never called a game by myself.
Yeah.
He says everyone else was involved. So that's how he knows it. So that's good. Because we know if it was Gruden, that's 100% Gruden calling the plays. Right? I mean, we know it. There ain't no, what do you think? What did you see? No, this is what I want to run. And this is what's going to happen. So, I mean.
Wait. Are you saying, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but are you saying Gruden hearing that statement, he's saying this?
Everything that guy just says is bullshit. Thank you.
Probably, yes. Probably.
Spider 2, white banana. I don't care.
But it hasn't been working, coach. I don't care. Run it.
Oh, yeah. The good old days. I mean, yeah. And like I was saying, is that's probably how you build coaching trees where everyone's involved in the process, everyone's involved in the big decisions. And for these young coaches now, you know, Mike McDonald, 38 years old, won a Super Bowl, and they're already plucking from his tree because now we got Kubiak. These young coaches, you know, Todd McVay down there in Los Angeles, you know, young coaches building these successful coaches. So maybe we do got something good. Now, you know, wait, what are the Raiders doing? Who do they have? We need to get that guy. I never seen anybody leave the Raiders in the last 20 something years. We don't talk about Shanahan. Okay, don't talk about Shanahan. Okay. That's Davis said, get out of here. Okay, you suck. And then he went to the Broncos and whatever. But you know, for the Raiders to be that team to build other coaches that can be head coaches, you know, maybe we've struck gold, but let's wait to see.
Yeah,
no,
we got to give it the time. We can't say that we have, because sometimes somebody comes from a coaching tree and they just can't coach. We won't say no names. Excuse me. There's something going around here lately.
The Belichick tree has been
the whole Belichick tree has been kind of I mean, the only successful one out of the Belichick tree has really been a former player.
Yeah. And he lost a couple nights ago in the Super Bowl. But no. I mean, I know a lot of folks wanted Vrabel to be our coach, but it was just a whole New England Patriot way. You know, it's everything's hindsight 2020. Would they have worked here?
Come to that. Vrabel was never going to come. The minute the Patriots job opened up, I mean, who gets the opportunity to coach for the team that they played for and had success with? That's going to out-trump a lot of other things.
Tom Flores.
I said how many? So one.
Art Shell was mediocre. Art Shell was good in the 90s, and then we don't talk about 2016. I mean 2006. I mean, anyways. Now this last one is going to transition. This last one is going to transition the show into the second half because got a lot of Maxx soap opera news back and forth.
Maxx soap opera news off season.
It is what it is. This is what we do. This is what we deal with. They asked him about Maxx Crosby. This is the end. This is the end of the press conference review or whatever. But they asked him about They asked him about Maxx Crosby. Here we go.
And you've mentioned you've already gotten to talk to some players. I was wondering if you've spoken to Maxx Crosby and is he a guy you could see anchoring your defense here for years to come?
I did. I got to drink a cup of coffee with Maxx this morning. Loved talking ball with him, and look forward to continuing those conversations. I think he was the first one in here this morning working out, so that fired me up.
Q Myers, Raider Nation Radio 920. Expanding on the Maxx Crosby conversation, how important is it for him when you talk about silent film and you're talking about finishing in practice and all that grit? How important is it for him to be buy in with you immediately to kind of set the tone in the locker room?
Yeah, we want him to be a part of our success going forward. There's no doubt about that. And he's one of the best players in the NFL. So that's a no-brainer to get to work with Maxx and to see him continue to have success with this organization.
It'd be nice. It'll be nice, but we gotta go through everything, and nothing can happen until the season opens up. The NFL year opens up in March. So, yeah, of course, every coach who comes in, of course, we want Maxx Crosby to be here. To be long term, to be the guy, the captain of the team. He's the guy that everyone stands in line behind him and follows him. All this stuff. But before we get into all that, Sodom, what do you think of the answer that he said when it comes to Maxx Crosby? And I think one thing is he was in the building, but I didn't see him present at the press conference. Now, Q Myers, the last guy who asked the question, he said on Twitter that he was there, and they asked him what in the press conference. Well, he was in the building. Okay, does that really count, though? Of course, he's in the building. He's rehabbing. It's probably part of it. But, He wasn't there like he was last year with Pete Carroll. So, with that said, Asylum, what is your take on? Because there's not really much you can answer with, but
I think we got to go back to what other people have said. I know we talked about it last week too. And if he's going to want to be traded, we need to hear it from Maxx Crosby, right?
Yeah.
We have to hear it from Maxx Crosby. We don't know what's going on with Maxx Crosby until we hear it from Maxx Crosby. That's the one thing. He has learned a couple of lessons about not necessarily putting his opinion out there as strongly as he has before. But if he wants a trade, he's going to come up and say, hey, look, I asked for a trade. Bam, 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 bam. Now, I bet you Maxx Crosby is, if anything's going to happen, he's waiting to see who the defensive coordinator is going to be before he goes and asks for a trade. Because what happens if it's somebody that he likes? What happens, for example, he talks about Marinelli, right? He loves Marinelli. What happens if they went out and got Marinelli? You think he wants a trade from there?
I was just joking.
But I'm just saying.
No, I know. As an example,
he
yeah.
loves Marinelli. He's going to be like, all right, no, I'm staying. Everything y'all heard was fucking lies. Going. Now you go out and get fucking, what is it, Dennis Allen, and they might go, no, I think I want to go somewhere else. Yes, he's in the building. I think he's waiting to see what happens before things go. He's also rehabbing from a fucking surgery, if you remember correctly.
Yeah, and I saw this video because, I don't have the video, but I saw this video of a doctor talking about it, and he says a meniscus tear is actually pretty serious. For if you keep trying to play on it, you can make it more, you can damage it more to the point where when you finally do get surgery at the end of the season, it's going to prolong you to rehab and try to heal from that going into the following season. So, things are weighing in and all that, whatever. But I'm going to tell you who doesn't help with the situation, regardless if he talks to her or not, who doesn't help with the situation when it comes to the media and comes to There's a new segment that I came up with. It's called Up and At Them. If you kind of get the reference, you'll know what it's about. Here we go. I'm going to play it right here. Here is our new segment because it's just going to either make you laugh or piss you off. I don't know. Here is Up and At Them.
Up and at 'em.
Up and at them.
Up and at 'em.
Up and at them.
Up and at 'em.
Up and at them.
You might lose Maxx Crosby.
I don't know about that,
Ashton,
man.
I don't know if there's enough boneless free wings at Applebee's to keep him on the Raiders.
As many boneless
How
free
many
wings.
boneless wings would you give him?
100,000. That's what it.
Okay, that's it. Maxx Crosby,
That's got a lot
100,000 boneless Applebee's wings
That's got to be enough.
to stay. Can you imagine him leaving? Like, if really? Jokes aside, Jamar, if you could pick one person, all this campaigning yesterday with free agents, who would you pick to add to the Bengals that you saw yesterday in the Pro Bowl game?
I want to go with your boy from Vegas, though.
Who?
Oh, Maxx
Who?
Crosby.
Oh my gosh!
I like
Hey,
Maxx
Max,
Crosby.
man. Come on to the Bengals, man.
I thought I wanted to go to Chicago, but you think Cincy? I could see him in Cincy.
I could too.
Come get a ring with
He's
my
a
boy.
dog. I like Maxx
You
Crosby.
guys should have Maxx Crosby on the podcast.
That would be lit. We'd love to have Max.
He's looking for a home, I hear.
Yeah.
I'm on Rob. Listen,
Well, he knows where to go.
Lions are the top of his list. Can you just paint the dream picture of what what that would freaking look like in Detroit? Like what? Have you talked to Max?
I have not. I have not talked to him.
He's not here, obviously. I wonder if he's just getting hit up by everybody.
He probably is.
You think?
Probably is, yeah.
You should maybe just send him some pizza.
I'll send him.
Send him a
I'll send-
Detroit-style slice and sticks pizza. But I want Max to be a Lion pretty badly.
Yeah.
And I'd like him to be a Bear, but it's because of you that I want him here badly, if that makes sense. He's another, I don't know, his time in Vegas. He's a Michigan native.
Yeah, right.
Just like you. Can you just, like him, you on the field, and then him, you, Dan Campbell. There's just something really
it sounds right.
It's just right.
I was actually looking that up on the way over here because I was hearing some rumblings about it, but I don't know.
I'm the rumbling. Nice to meet you.
Right, you're the-
Go on.
I'm the Rambling. Nice to meet you. Go on. Doesn't that just like, will you just shut up and stay in your lane? Okay, we saw what you did to Devontae. Devontae wasn't really a Raider, but he was a Raider at the time. But you got Maxx Crosby, lifelong Raider.
The category of not a Raider. We have a short list. What is it? A handful now that are not once a Raider, always a Raider. Devontae falls into that category of once a Raider. But you say when you're rolling your eyes, once a Raider, always a Raider.
Yeah, sure, whatever. But it's like here you go again with your, hey guys, another Raider is upset, and it's the same guy. It's Maxx Crosby. I tried to get him out the Raiders last year because I just want the players to be happy and lovable, and just everyone loves me because I'm Kay Adams, and it just gets annoying. And this was just on Media Row. Like, this was just in the span of a few days. She's over here like, hey, I got this person. His name is Maxx Crosby. Would you like to date him? Hey, I got this friend. He's kind of shy. He's not really saying what he wants, but hey, he needs a home. Would you like to take him? It's like, can you just shut up and just like I don't know. Sounding like that doesn't just doesn't that kind of irritate you that here she comes again? Hey guys, it's me. Oh, just buy him a pizza. Oh, hey Ashton, you might lose your best player. How many boneless chicken wings will you give him? Because he
like chicken wings is really going to keep Maxx Crosby there.
But it's like a slap in your face, like, because he works for Applebee's. He's one of the he works from the commercials, whatever.
Yeah.
So how many would you give him? I'd have been like, first of all, shut the hell up. Kind of a stupid question is that? You're talking about my teammate, talking about that he's going to be wanting to go somewhere else, and you're like, well, how many chicken wings would you get him so he can stay? If this look at Kate, do you remember Jim Rome and that defensive end from the Rams when he kept calling him Christie or whatever it was? And he goes, I'm going to tell you one more time, okay? You keep calling me that name, I will jump over this table. Now knock whatever you said. He goes, oh, and he did it again. And then he went over there and he went to go after him, and it's a commercial. Go to commercial. Now, I'm not saying to go do that to Kay Adams, but I'm saying, like, if this was like John Matuzak or somebody, Slao Zato, hey, why'd you throw that helmet at him? Because he's a hot dog. He's a bandstand or whatever. And if I had it my way, I would have him swallow that helmet. Okay. Next question. Don't ask me a stupid question like that. How many chicken wings would you give him for him to stay? Oh.
I thought that was fucking retarded. Yeah, I said the word retarded. How many chicken wings? Fucking A, who gives a flying fuck? I mean, Applebee's chicken wings ain't even all that good anyway, so.
They're just nuggets, Kay. They're just nuggets. If they're boneless, they're just nuggets, Kay. If they're boneless wings, it's because I'm just too lazy to really just try to chew up. I just want to, whatever. I ain't trying to do all that.
It's too hard to go.
Yeah, I'm not trying to dirty my hands right now. I gotta go.
Turning it is too much work.
I'm not trying to get my hands dirty. I'm only on my lunch break. I'm just at a fork, and then that's it, and then go. Okay, but I would have been like, I don't know if you're trying to be funny or not, but I'm not laughing. He's gonna, what are you gonna do? Whatever. Okay, up and at them, because that's what she tries. She's up and she's trying to go at them. Oh, take him. Hey, the Raiders don't need him.
He has a personal vendetta against the Raiders for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm going to date a player. They told her no, and now she just has a personal vendetta.
Maybe she was in the John Gruden emails. I don't know. And that B right there. No. Okay. Well, now, it's been going around and all this of Maxx Crosby, and this is going to be, I guess, almost in about chronological order, I guess, whatever. But Maxx Crosby was doing his tour to try to put out the fire that Jay Glazer started. We played that last week. So I was going through all these videos. I'm like, should I make a compilation? But then I found one that's, I guess, he's talking to Golick and his son, Mike Golick. They have their own little podcast on FanDuel. But this is probably the best one that I guess explains more of whatever it is that Maxx Crosby is feeling or whatever. So I'm gonna play this. This is our Max Facts. Here we go with this one, and then you just tell me, Salim, how you feel, or if he said enough or not enough. So here we go.
You talk about playing with injuries, playing with pain. We all played a sport where we know that's what you do. So how tough was it, like mentally, being told you're going to get shut down at the end of a season?
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot to it. I'm really not going to talk about, but yeah, I was not happy. I'll just leave it at that.
That's cool. That's cool.
My stance has not changed. But yeah.
Don't blame you. Has your relationship, I mean, it feels funny to say this because I see you wearing silver and black right now. Did that change your relationship with the organization? Like, how are you feeling?
I mean, I talked about this with Colin and a couple other people as well. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. For me, everyone knows what I'm about. Everyone knows what I am and my actions, and the first one in, last one out, lead from the front, lead by example all year round in the building every day. That's what I am. So then, when things aren't necessarily going our way, now it's like I'm being, I'm told what I have to do when it's not typically, I don't even know how to explain it without saying something I probably shouldn't say. So I'm gonna just keep it simple. Everyone, nobody really knows what's going on and what happened. But I'm gonna just leave it at that. Whenever that time comes, I might, but I'm choosing peace over violence, and I'm just content on doing what I need to do on a daily basis. But yeah, it's just about trust, and it's about action. For me, I people can say one thing but do the other thing. For me, what my actions are, what I'm about. I live by that code and those principles, and I like truth and honesty, and that's all that matters to me. If you want to tell me the truth and I don't want to hear it, I might still say F you, but at least I'll respect the fact that you're being straight up with me. That's just how I am and how I was raised, and that's how I feel overall mentally. Like, I really am great. Like, I love my teammates. My teammates are the ones that voted me captain. I take a lot of pride in that. Like I said, this Raiders shield is tatted on my body. I love the Raiders. You know what I mean? I embody everything that is. And Mark Davis is incredible. Me and him have had an incredible relationship since he's been in the league. Not many people can say that about, player to owner, but me and him are incredibly close. So, yeah, I have great relationships, throughout this building for the most part.
I mean, he did this shield that's tatted on my arm, so I really love the Raiders, but it's just, if you wasn't paying attention.
I mean, it's one of those. Yes, he's mad about getting benched for the rest of the season. He's made it clear. But apparently, what little takeaway I could take from that is they were honest with him about it. So even though he said "fuck you," he respects it.
But see, the thing that I didn't hear, I want to be a Raider. I'm under contract.
Again, I think it's waiting on the DC.
It annoys me. Okay. And I'm not going to be a Maxx Crosby hater yet. Now, you said it earlier, and you was talking about, the trade and all that. Who was the one guy in recently, and we can go, and I'll be more specific, recently, a few months ago, who asked for a trade, asked for, I want to get traded, but still showed up to work until he finally got traded, or eventually got traded. Jacoby Myers came out and goes, well, I want to get traded. Why? Because y'all ain't paying me. I've done a lot, and y'all ain't paying me. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Okay, well, he didn't fake a hamstring. You know, oh, I can't. Oh, all of a sudden, new team. Like, look at me now. You know, and I know some folks will say that he kind of maybe he just went through the motions the last couple of games, but I just think the whole team went through the motions the last couple of games because of the way the quarterback was playing, the way the offense was playing, the offensive line was playing, the way we couldn't do nothing on the field, and that all would trickleate. That's a big word. They're trickleate to all sides of the field, special teams and defense. So, he wanted to stay, but it's like, well, if you're going to pay me, send me somewhere else. Okay. But Maxx Crosby, we had this last year, and we even said, oh, okay, good. Okay. He has an extension. He signed it, you know, so we don't have to hear about this anymore. And here we are
yet again,
where he's just talking about, I'm not happy.
Until we're successful, I think it's always going to be a fucking topic. You know,
the thing is, he doesn't put the fire out.
Why not? It's a negotiating tool, ain't it?
I know what you're saying.
Look at what Myles Garrett did. He didn't put the fires out either.
I know, but Myles Garrett didn't just sign an extension the year before.
No,
like what else do you want?
He signed one now. He signed one during the season.
No, I know, but I'm saying this the year before. Like,
but Myles Garrett's always talked about being traded every fucking year.
Are we becoming the NBA?
I guess so.
Because
it seems like it sometimes. I mean, it honestly seems like it sometimes.
Because it's
look, how many different LeBron Jameses do we have on teams? Look how much flopping you see going on in the goddamn NFL.
It's going to other leagues. Oh,
it really is. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know until I hear it from Maxx Crosby. And the only reason I say that is he's always been upfront about it. He's even said it. Did you hear it from me? No. Then don't believe what the fuck you're hearing. So
yeah. But that's why I say I'm not going to be a hater now because I'm waiting. But unless these are just we got nothing else to write about, so
and there is a bunch of that right now. You know,
you ever seen the movie Blank Man? Blank Man. I want to say it was that movie, or it was either that movie, or if it was Mr. Deeds. I can't remember. There was a scene where because in Blank Man, David Allen Greer, he worked for the tabloids. So they had like a board, and then Jason Alexander, he threw the dart. Okay, that's your story right there. That and that. There you go. Go write about it. What are you talking about? I want to be a journalist. We're not journalists here, Kay. Figure out a story right there. There you go. But I don't know if that or Big Daddy, not Big Daddy, Mr. Deeds, because you know the what's her name? The female actress character works for the tabloids, and they were trying to whatever. But
right on the writer.
Yeah, shoplifter. So I don't know. Like, is that what they're doing? Okay, well, let's see who's in the building. Let's make it interesting. He hates Tom Brady. Why? He's never there. But he hates him. That's why. Okay, so all right. He hates Tom Brady, the GOAT versus the GOAT, and we'll do a whole like UFC type of thing where we build it up, and then nothing happens. So what are we writing about? We just need a story, okay? Put it out there, breaking news, maybe a fire will start, and it'll be like, we saw it first, like you say, Asylum. Oh, I just want to be the first one to say I said it first. I had the story, hey, but it's just getting crazy to the point where you get this. Now, this is Jason Lockenfora, and, you know, he was fired from a few, like CBS and all that, whatever, because he had some out of this world stories. So this is the one that came out recently about how Maxx Crosby I don't want to be a Raider no more. So
is he, isn't he? Is he going to be there with the Raiders in 2026? What is the latest and the greatest? What are you hearing from your side of things when it comes to Maxx Crosby and his intent for the next season?
Well, look, he has certainly, let it be known both to the Raiders and then through his representatives to potential interested teams around the league that he does not intend to play another snap for the Raiders. And he's told them he'll retire rather than play for them again, and that he feels ambushed and hurt by the way they handled his situation down the stretch. And even some of these executives who are well aware of what's going on and who, some of whom intend to make a pitch, they do wonder if this ends up them ultimately being sort of used in a game of cat and mouse. Not that Crosby doesn't want out, but Tom Brady and company don't have to do anything, and it's a really long off season. And at the end of the day, money talks. If they are truly trying to change their culture and do all these things that they seemingly want to do, and if they think Kubiak and Mendoza can get it going on the offensive side, well, why would it make sense to trade your best defensive player when you need a lot of help on that side of the ball as well? So I just don't think it's the slam dunk that some people were sort of setting it up as.
And it's just another chapter into the soap opera that is he going? Is he staying? Like I said, I'm not trying to be a Maxx Crosby hater, but we do remember when John Gruden came back the second time and a guy named Khalil Mack said, I don't want to play. I want more money.
Well, more money first. Then Gruden got hired, and then it was, I don't want to play.
Yeah, and and he wasn't waited that long. He was still finishing his rookie year, his rookie contract. He was like 4 years in, because he still had that 5th-year option because he was the first round pick of that year in 2014. So if I don't want to be here anymore, okay, well then go. Like everyone was saying in the chat and everything, no one's above the shield. If you want to go, go. And I think that for the Raiders, their best bet would be for the number 1 overall pick to get the quarterback, but then trade Maxx Crosby to maybe get another 1 or 2 or another first round pick that they can either use or play with within this upcoming draft. So it's like everyone's playing their own version of chess. And us, the fans, are all like, okay, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? We thought, this whole transparency didn't work out when it came to Pete Carroll, but now it's like, but I don't know. The Raiders have more leverage because it's like, well, you're under contract. You want to retire? Okay. Regardless, if you can't go nowhere until, you can't go nowhere until we pull the trigger. So I don't know. With that part, what do you think of that, Sodom?
I mean, I still think we're in the same thing. It's just coming down to it's going to be the fucking top. Yes, Max ain't helping the situation, but at the same time, is it his job to fucking shut it down? It's not his job. He knows he's under contract. He knows it's going to come down to play of being, it's either going to be I play and be a Jacoby Myers who got paid because of what he did. Definitely any team would go for him. Why? Because no matter what, you asked for a trade, but I still went in there and did my best every fucking day. I was a professional. Or you be like Davante Adams and all of a sudden get a hamstring injury to get what you want. But teams see that and you think you're going to get another paycheck. You think other things going to go. I mean, players see that. Players don't want to play with a player who's going to pull bullshit like that because things ain't going their way. When you're down in the trenches, you want to trust that guy no matter what, he's going to give it 110%. So, I mean, again, I still think he's waiting to see who comes in for the DC and see what happens there.
Yeah.
My opinion. We will get more information once we have a DC going because Mac, it might be another Khalil Mack incident. It could be. I don't like this coach I'm going to be being coached by. I want to go elsewhere. I'll fucking retire. But Max doesn't have it in him. Max is not going to retire just to get his way.
I mean, and like I said, I'm a frustrated Raider fan right now. I'm all like, come on, man, just put the fire out. But I see what you're saying. It's like Desperate Housewives. Oh, I love the attention. Hey, no, I'm still here, but hey, you know, I like walking to do the grocery store and oh, look, hey, how you doing? Oh, hey, you know. But if the Raiders do call his bluff, okay, you know what? We're in a rebuild. I see what you're saying. You're going into your 8th or 9th year, whatever. Okay. We'll send you somewhere. And I'm not saying we're going to send you somewhere that you don't like. Okay, Jets, what do you got? Because they don't really have too much to give up for one player if they're not a player away. But teams like, you know, the Patriots, who they all think that's the number one on his list. And then, of course, the other playoff teams, Detroit, his hometown, you know, whatever. But the Raiders can get a nice haul for him. You know, the rumors they were saying it could be more than Micah Parsons, that, you know, with Denver and Green Bay. The money off the books for the next couple of years. You know, you're going to get hit with a little.
If you're going to do it, this is the time of year to do it. This is when he's the most valuable. He's going to start turning on the wrong side of 30.
Yeah.
So this is the point to make that decision and get the most out of them that you can.
Now,
if you're going to go that route.
Yeah. As I was, you know, trying to find more videos to figure out what's going on, this one popped up. And this, it could be just a crazy whatever or what, but this gave a little bit more detail on what could be the riff with Maxx Crosby. And I guess you can say it's related to Tom Brady.
A lot of
but okay. But so here is Albert Breer talking about what he heard or said or thinks or whatever when it comes to Maxx Crosby's beef when it comes to the Raiders. Action.
My understanding is the cup of coffee this morning between Crosby and Klint went well, but I don't think it materially changed anything. And there's a lot of fence mending that's going to need to happen if the Raiders are going to hang on to Maxx Crosby. It goes all the way to the top of the organization with Tom Brady and Alex Guerrero. The way the communication happened with the injury in December left a mark. This is a guy who's incredibly loyal to the Raiders organization, wanted to spend his entire career here or there, and is loyal to Mark Davis as well. Now he feels betrayed. My understanding is there are a bunch of contenders that have already at least signaled interest. I think the Patriots will be one of them. And I do, and I would say that for that player in particular, Mike Vrabel is a draw.
Can we just pull on that Alex Guerrero thread for a second there? I heard that name and my ears perked up, Bert. How was Alex Guerrero somehow pissed off Maxx Crosby to the point where he might end up somewhere else?
He was part of communicating the Raiders' decision and why they made the decision to shut him down in December, which really angered Max. And I believe the day was January the 23rd when they had some scans done. And, you know, the Raiders basically told him after the scans, we're going to shut you down for the season. Max had strong suspicion that the reason they were doing it was to tank for the number 1 overall pick, which worked. They do have the number 1 overall pick. But the communication of it got fouled up, and a lot of people in that building report to Alex Guerrero now. So, and Alex is seen as the eyes and ears of Tom Brady internally.
And that's not the first time we heard that where Alex Guerrero is Tom Brady's eyes and ears, because Tom Brady is out on the road doing his broadcasting with Fox. So I need a mole in there to tell me everything that goes on in the building. No, I'm not going to hear from Spytek. I need someone on the inside of the walls who's just sitting there. Oh, no, I'm over here just, you know, trying to tape up the guy's foot. But, hey, Christian Wilkins is over here trying to make out with so-and-so. Oh, okay. You know, I don't know. But I'm just saying is that that's not the first time we heard that his personal trainer, you know, Tom Brady's personal trainer from throughout his career, he's now with the Raiders, is his little snitch, you know. So I don't know. But this whole thing about communicating and the knee thing, I mean, he had an actual injury. He said it himself. He had surgery.
When you stated there was a possibility if he played on it longer, it could have made it worse going into next season.
Mm-hmm.
And that report just said this decision came after they got new scans of the knee.
I think he meant December, not January, but I think he meant December 23rd.
But yeah, but it was, new scans of the knee. So, was it a smart decision? You already answered this. We felt it was. Protect the player from himself.
Yeah.
Whether you feel the team is tanking for the number one spot or not, we didn't even know what was going on with the head coach at the time. I mean, obviously, tanking for the number one spot, you would have been thinking you're keeping the head coach, right? I mean, you're not going to get the number one spot, fire your fucking head coach, and hope that you don't piss off your best defensive player you got. I mean, this sounded fucking ridiculous. I mean, I can fucking put shit together too. It ain't going to make sense. I mean, Christmas and Halloween are actually a combined holiday thanks to Easter. I can do it too.
Yeah.
It don't make no fucking sense. But, I mean, now watch. I want to be right. I'm going to be able to say I was the first one to say it.
You got, and I think Maxx Crosby has said this on his It Wasn't Me tour. Shaggy, it wasn't me. It was on his I didn't say that, it wasn't me. That he said there's too many insiders saying this and that or whatever. So it's like, are they really talking to somebody inside? Who's the guy inside that's saying these random things to these reporters to go out and make stories? And I heard it's called lion season, So
it is. When it comes to the draft and everything, this is where everyone's, go. And again, I mean, are you going to field offers? I guarantee every time the fucking this has come up about Maxx Crosby, they fielded offers.
Of course.
You're always going to want to know what you get, because there could be a situation that happens in the draft, right before the draft, right? That might just put you in the spot of saying, hey, we should do this, because then bam, bam, bam happens. I mean, we all know, Maxx Crosby, you're getting a minimum of 2 first-round picks. A minimum. And then what is it? 2 second rounders?
2 and a player?
2 and a player? So, I mean, it's going to be one of those things. Do you look at it and think about it? Yes. Because if you don't, you're stupid. Doesn't mean you got to pull the trigger.
You can't refuse.
But you sit there and you play out all the options. This could work. This, you go, and if the cards align, you pull the trigger. If they don't, then you don't pull the trigger. It could turn into a Gruden situation. It could turn into something else. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. So again, let's see. It's too early. The season legitimately just ended.
But football season never ends for Raider fans.
So let's fucking figure this shit out. Let's get the cards. I mean, y'all ever play poker? You don't know what you got until that fucking river is on the table.
Yeah. Texas Hold'em.
Yeah, exactly. You never know until the cards are in your hands. They're on the table. You got all that information. Now you go. Hey, sometimes you can bluff your way out of shit. Sometimes you have the strong hand and, you're able to just, buy the pot. There's a lot of scenarios. Let's see how this goes.
Wild card, baby. Because you can't use it at the casino, okay? That's what they do. Chicken Ranch, baby. Chicken Ranch up there by Oakdale. Hey. Yeah. But I know what you're saying. I'm just tired of the drama. I'm tired of the soap opera. Can we just have a regular? I mean, we do it to ourselves because we hire coaches.
I can tell you how to fix this problem. I've been saying it for the last fucking goddamn I don't know how many years. Start winning.
Yeah. Winning is the best deodorant. Is that what they say? Antiperspirant, all that. Degree. Right guard. Yeah, we had one. And then made him a left guard, and then he sucked. All right. Parham. Okay. What else do I have left? Let's talk about Super Bowl. I do have one last video, but I'll wait to get to that. I don't care about the halftime thing. It is what it is. I watched the Bad Bunny one. I've seen him twice live, and I know his music, so whatever. But it's a Super Bowl. It's a halftime show. It's not. It's a halftime show. And I get all the messages, whatever, but I don't want to talk about that. It is what it is, okay? But
it wasn't. Actually, you had two choices. Whatever choice you decided to watch, good for you. More power to you. Let's just leave it at that.
I'm just, man, I didn't hear nothing about the Puppy Bowl, okay? I had money on the Rottweiler, but whatever. Anyways. All right. But the funny story, I don't have any graphics for this because I didn't feel like making it, but I want to ask you a question. It's a pop culture thing, but it is tied to the Super Bowl, and I want to ask you how you would feel if you were a Patriots fan with all this coming out, okay? Stephon Diggs and Cardi B, they broke up in the middle of the game. They broke up in the middle of the Super Bowl, man.
How do we know? Did he have his phone out? Was he crying on the sideline?
Well, just wait, because I don't have it, but I'm gonna tell you what's going on, okay? I'm gonna tell you what's going on. They were riffing leading up to the big game, okay? So apparently what happened was, now first let me put the Cardi B went. She spent about $1.2 million for a Super Bowl party, okay? For an after party in the Super Bowl. She spent money on the booth for her and her family, to enjoy what they thought was going to be a Super Bowl victory for the Patriots. But Stephon Diggs, where I think if I did have a video, I would start it off with this. Now, this is what happened, okay? Apparently, she found out that Stephon Diggs had one of his baby mamas down there in the first row, field level right there. He had another one on the other side of the field, or someone that was the reason of her marriage ending with her last, the rapper, whatever. And with all that, Stephon Diggs didn't really do much in the Super Bowl. He got like his first catch like in the third quarter somewhere. Now, I'm not talking about their breakup or whatever, but this is where I'm getting at, okay, Asylum? Your star receiver caused problems in Minnesota, caused problems with Buffalo. Whatever. Got to the Patriots. We're going to Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, whatever. Star receiver, okay? Your quarterback was struggling. Offensive line couldn't hold up or whatever. But your star receiver, before the game, gave tickets to one baby mama and another possible baby mama. One baby mama was standing next to your actual mama, while your new baby mama is up there in the booth, and you know that girl's crazy. So now your mind is all like, oh man, if she sees me talking to her, and then she's up there, she got a bird's eye view, she can see everything up there. If I go and say hi, because there's a video of him saying hi to her, the baby mama that's right there in field level, So as a Patriots fan, okay, if you're a Patriots fan, I know we dealt with this when it came to Barrett Robbins, but that was a whole psychological thing. He had the PTSD. He had the bipolar, and then the stories that Bill Callahan changed the playbook. The game plan that Friday before they were going to do a run heavy, and then they switched to pass heavy, which for him calling the blitzing, for that defense, I was like, hey, I can't in 2 days. So you're a Patriots fan. You lost to the Seahawks, but it was a close game for the most part up until the Seahawks finally scored, and they just took the game away because the offense, the quarterback got hit, gave the ball to the guy, and the guy ran, whatever. Okay. You heard this story. You're a Patriots fan. You're mad. I lost Super Bowl. I can't stand this, man. We finally get Super Bowl post Tom Brady, and I hear my star receiver was just messy all over the field, and you didn't get no stats, really? So were you not? Was your mind not in this game? Would you be mad about that?
As
Or
a
would you
fan,
be
of
like-
course you're gonna be mad. I mean, obviously, if his mind wasn't in the game because he just got broken up with, he's fucking dealing with two different. I mean, first of all, it's his own goddamn fault. Keep your dick in your pants. You don't have that kind of a problem, right? I mean, in all honesty, but it sounds like he was distracted before the game. Definitely distracted in the game. If they broke it, somehow she got the message down to him, you know, through a hot dog or whatever the fuck it was, saying that we're broken up. You know, you know his head wasn't there. So I mean that's the kind of shit you don't want on your team. And when he left the Bills, that was always something that was being said. He was always a distraction on the team.
Yeah. Like I don't whatever, okay, personal business, whatever, you know, once you step on that field, all that is shut off. Blinders, the helmet, you can only see like this, okay? That's the helmet view, like this. It's all you can see with the face mask and everything. But you brought it. You brought it to the stadium in the Super Bowl, in the biggest game of your life. You're not guaranteed to go back to that game. If I was a Patriots fan and I heard all these stories, because this is all coming out now, I would be like, hold on, wait a minute. I don't care that TMZ, all that. I don't care about that. Wait, my star receiver went and brought all his exes over, and then he didn't get nothing really. He got like, what, 2 catches throughout the whole game. He came back alive in the fourth when the game was already done. Were you even there mentally? Then he's all getting frustrated, fighting with people in the field, and they probably knew because that's what they do. They poke at you, flag. Oh, like as a Patriots fan, I would be irritated. I would be mad. You want to talk about trading? I would call for get him off the team, trade him to somewhere else, cut him, get him off the team. Because that right there, that's some high school mess right there. That's high school football field. Oh man, my girl in math class is right next to my girl in Spanish class. Oh God, and the teacher that I have in anatomy, who I learned anatomy from, state championship. No, yeah. I didn't have the story, whatever, but that is the story, and I just wanted to bring it up because I just thought that was this Super Bowl. To be honest, this Super Bowl 60 was just a whole bunch of everything else that has nothing to do with the actual game itself. You got different halftime shows. You got players breaking up with a star receiver breaking up with the rapper, with the star, female rapper, and just I don't know. But this one right here, Sodom, I'm just gonna transition to talk about Super Bowl. This one right here, I know you'll love this story right here. This is another thing. What was wrong with the Super Bowl, just in general, is after the Super Bowl. Okay, you have Sam Darnold. He wins the Super Bowl, and of course, players when they win the Super Bowl, they get a bonus and everything. But see, won the Super Bowl on California soil. Guess what happened?
They went to Disneyland.
Well, whatever money he had left. Here's a story. Boomer Esiason is gonna mention it, and I know you because you were here. You lived in California, so I know you'll love this story. You're gonna jump for joy for this story. So let me play this, and then I'll let you start off with your opinion on it. We'll go from there.
For winning the Super Bowl, the winning team, each player gets $178,000. In other words, the Super Bowl isn't a part of their salary. And because the game was played in California, and California has a jock tax, and they look at duty days. So each team spends 7 days in the state of California. So those are 7 duty days, and they pierce your regular salary at 3.5%. So he has to pay, when you take in account he got the $178,000 plus his overall salary, he has to pay the state of California for spending 7 days there $249,000.
That's just so stupid.
But it ends up costing him $71,000 to go play in California. Now, if I'm the NFLPA, now you got to remember, it's probably even more than that because since he's in Seattle, he's playing against San Francisco 49ers. So that's another day he's there. And he's playing against the LA Rams. That's another day he's there. So he's probably had like 9 or 10 duty days, or maybe even more than that in the state of California. So if I'm the NFLPA, I'm like, hey, we're not playing any more Super Bowls in California. We're just not doing it.
Good old California. I still live in this state. I'm getting tired of this state. But Asylum, you broke out. I'm going to ask you first. When you hear that story, and I know I see Jack Cannon. What's up, Jack Cannon? He said, well, they make a lot of money. Who cares? Whatever. But for us, how does that story make you feel?
I fucking think it's hilarious. It's part of the reason why I got the fuck out of California.
People that live here, I
mean, it's bullshit.
In many ways, it's literal too, and it's all the same leadership.
It is. It's bullshit. I mean, come on, cost you $71,000 to go play in the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Jock tax. There's a jock tax. I didn't know there was a jock tax. A jock tax.
I didn't know that either.
Maybe that's what that phrase. I'm strapped for cash. Jock strapped. But and good night, Mom. I don't like to talk about politics, but I live in California, so I feel like I have more because I deal with. I get hit with that. I get hit with that. So I feel this burn. I feel this more so, like Jack Hanna said. They're taxing the freeways. They're taxing this and that. And I don't even know that players. He plays in Seattle. His contract was signed in the Seattle area. Okay. How do I get taxed playing the Super Bowl in Santa Clara, not San Francisco, Santa Clara? I get a bonus. How does that go to you? How does that go to you? I don't even live here. But you got my money. I just think that's like they said, that's stupid. That's ridiculous. And yeah, I would be like, yeah, you know what? No, we're not playing no more Super Bowls in California. We'll go as far as Arizona. We'll go as far as Las Vegas. But outside of that, no, we ain't going across that line, because across that line, we lose money. It's like remember that the episode of The Simpsons when they were gonna do Radioactive Man, the movie, in Springfield. So a big Hollywood company came over, and they were all like, the mayor was all like, oh, we got to make sure that we tax it. Oh, there's a sitting on the chair tax. And they kept like taking all the budget of the movie, and the movie never got made because they bled them dry with all the money.
Yeah. That's California.
That's California. Kevin says tax it. And I don't know. Like I said, I thought you would get a kick out of that because you left. They wanted an exit tax if you move out of state. And I heard of that too. Where it's like they want you to pay 10 years of taxes for leaving. So once I leave California, okay, you owe me 10 years. No, I don't. I was here for 40 years. Why do I owe you 10 more? Stupid. I just it's the Super Bowl, like, so much drama going around before the Super Bowl, halfway through the Super Bowl, and now after the Super Bowl. But at least the streets were clean in San Francisco. That's what they said.
For once.
So, it's like it's like when it's like when you're, back in the day when we were younger. I don't know, my mom is still watching, but I'm pretty sure she knows. And my sister's in there. She probably knows the story too. when your mom tells you, "Hey, I need you to clean up the house, okay? Because so and so's coming over, okay? Auntie's coming over, or grandma's coming over, grandpa's coming over." Oh, okay. And you continue to watch TV. And then when you hear the chew, that's mom's door. You run out of the living room and you get the vacuum. Oh, you caught us in the middle of cleaning. No, we were cleaning this whole time. That was San Francisco. Don't call us out.
That was San Francisco.
So I just thought that was funny. And I just wanted to go and put that story out there because I knew you would get a kick out of that. It was pretty funny. It was just like, it's crazy because for those who are watching who live in California, you understand. Hey, gas taxes are more expensive, okay? They're gonna hit you all kinds, okay? What brand was it too? If it was like 91, that was 91, that was premium. Oh, that's tax on that. So it is what it is. I am in the area. I am in the Bay. So I am probably within the midst of it all because we have the view. So the view, oh yeah. You like the bridge? Okay. You're gonna pay to look at the bridge. Oh, if you want to go on the bridge, that's another tax. Oh, and by the way, you want to go to the freeway? It's no longer free anymore because we got the diamond lane tax. Anything that looks luxurious, sounds luxurious, whatever, the diamond lane, we're going to tax that too. So, welcome to California, everybody. That is my me just venting out about this beautiful state that you have to really afford and pay for every part of it. That is the view of the clouds. Oh yeah, man, that's why old man you're on that cloud, my sister. That is us. So that's all I got. But Asylum, you got out. Wait, did you pay an exit tax just in case, for those who are ready to leave?
Nope, I just had to pay the taxes for the time that I was there. And once that, so I mean, because of the time I did it, I had to pay 2 different state taxes, but 1 federal tax, and that was it. And I got out just in time too. I'm gonna tell you. But you know what? I was just to anybody. Don't look at the thing and say, "Well, the pay is so much lower." Trust me, what I spend on everything else is also so much lower.
I did a show last night for a fan. Check it out. I will check that out.
Okay.
And for a rare lunar eclipse, at least, that's probably gonna get you more taxed. Okay, you're probably looking at then that what is that the next bracket tax? Okay, so rare lunar eclipse. Oh, you're gonna tax on that. That is our show. I got nothing else. A lot of information, a lot of on this soap opera.
And expect more to come.
Huh?
And expect more to come.
And expect more to come because if you're
we got positions that are going to get filled.
If you've been a Raider fan for a long time, you know that we can never just okay, new coach, now we can relax. No, because now we got to deal with what's going to happen with our star player, our star defensive end, which a lot of folks are like, I'm ready to let him go. I just don't
There's
like.
A lot of people who are. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, we can't see because clouds still get taxed. Yeah, cloud tax. So I don't know. But just know that if you like, share, and subscribe, we won't tax you. So if you're new, I didn't see anybody new in here, but if you're new, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You won't get taxed for that one, even though the show is balanced between California and Kansas. So, but maybe the Kansas cancels out the California taxes. No, that wouldn't make sense because Sam Darnold's in Seattle and he still got taxed. So, but you won't get taxed here, okay? You don't get taxed here. We do everything under the table, right? Under the table. Like I don't know. I got nothing. All right. We don't know what we're doing next week yet. We're still trying to figure that out. But we, of course, when you find the thumbnail and maybe we'll do an interview or maybe we'll just do current events, Raider events, whatever. I don't know. But we appreciate everyone watching the show. Our numbers look good today. And come back next week, Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. I got it right this time.
Yeah, I was waiting to correct you.
3 p.m. Hawaii. No, I don't know. So take care, everybody. That's it. And we'll see what happens on the next episode of As the
Raider Nation turns.
Football. As the football. Yeah. So as my vision spins because too many drinks. No. All right. Take care. Have a good night, and we'll see you next week. Peace out, everybody. Hey.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak. Your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight again. I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.